This video is brought to you by Soccer.com, North America's largest online soccer retailer. Be sure to use coupon code 10SR4U at checkout for 10% off any order of $75 or more. Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you an unboxing plus on-feet video of the AG Nike HyperVenom Phantom in the bright citrus and black colorway. Like all the top-end models from Nike, a string bag is included. This particular string bag, as you can see, is bright citrus orange with your black skull and crossbones HyperVenom logo on the front. And then on the back, the bag is actually black, and you have your bright citrus orange Nike swoosh there at the bottom. So we'll get that out of the way, get the shoes out of the box, and if you guys could take a quick second to leave a like on the video, it would be greatly appreciated. So here is a look at the AG version of the Nike HyperVenom Phantom. I have already done unboxing videos of both the firm ground and soft ground pro stud variations. So the only one you guys haven't seen at this point is, of course, the AG stud pattern, which has been specifically designed for the HyperVenom series. It's different than all the other AG stud patterns that Nike has put out to this point. If you guys would like more information on the overall performance of the firm ground version of the HyperVenom Phantom, I'll leave an annotation on screen to the playtest video that I made, as well as a link down below in the description to the review page on my website, where you guys can check out the full written review and get some more details on the overall performance of that particular model. And obviously a review of the AG version of the HyperVenom will follow in the next week or so, once I've had a chance to really test out this particular stud pattern on artificial grass playing surfaces. So AG stud patterns, if you don't know already, it's pretty straightforward. They're designed for artificial grass. It's a type of playing surface that a lot of people are playing on a lot nowadays, especially in North America. I'm not so sure how prevalent it is in Europe, although I'm sure there's plenty of AG fields there. But definitely something that you should look into if you are playing a lot on artificial grass. One, it's a lot safer. Two, you're going to get better performance out of an AG stud pattern on artificial grass than you will from a firm ground stud pattern. And two, you're going to get a longer lifespan out of your shoe, mainly because this particular version of the HyperVenom is designed specifically for artificial grass, whereas firm ground and soft ground models aren't necessarily made for artificial grass playing surfaces, so the durability tends to be not so great when using a shoe on a playing surface that it was not intended to be used on, if that makes any sense to you guys. So we'll start off with the sole plate itself. You can see that it is a little bit different in terms of its layout than what you're going to find on both the soft ground pro and firm ground versions of the HyperVenom. You still have your glass nylon running through the heel, midfoot, and stops right at the base of the forefoot. As you guys can see, it's all the orange section under this kind of plate base you have right here. So if you guys can hear that, that is clearly the same sound as the glass nylon. It's the same material, like I said, what you're going to find on the firm ground and soft ground versions of the shoe, whereas the forefoot area is made out of your standard TPU plastic. You guys can hear that there is definitely a difference in the material. It's a little bit thicker, a little bit more flexible. I'm not sure why they went for that decision for the AG version of the shoe, but that's just how it ended up. I know there's a lot of pictures online showing different variations of the sole plate, different variations of the stud pattern, but this is the production version of the shoe, so if you did order an AG HyperVenom, this is exactly what you're going to receive, regardless of what colorway it is, so just keep that in mind. They still did incorporate the split toe design, as you can see. It seems to be a little bit deeper on the AG version of the stud pattern and sole plate. Not sure why that is. And again, I'm not sure if it's going to have as little of an impact on the AG sole plate as it did on the firm ground and soft ground. For those of you guys that know, I really didn't find it to be all that noticeable on the shoe itself, but definitely curious to see how this one is going to perform, simply because it is a little bit different in its layout. You can see the stiffener through the midfoot is also laid out a little bit differently. I'm not sure why that is. You have your artificial grass branding right there. And as far as the studs themselves go, it's definitely a unique layout in comparison to Nike's other AG stud patterns. Obviously, there is an abundance of AG studs, which consist of basically a TPU base, and then you have a softer rubber kind of coating or a ring here at the tip of the stud, giving it a little bit of flexibility. You guys can see when I squeeze it, it does move a little bit, and that's just to create a little bit of a break in the grip when playing on artificial grass, just to avoid that clingy feel. There doesn't appear to be any kind of specific pattern in the layout of the studs themselves, but I'm sure there is a pretty good story to go along with it that Nike hasn't put out yet. But overall, very curious to see how it is going to perform. One little thing that I noticed that I'm a fan of is this little toe pick stud. It's very, very small, right at the tip of the toe, but probably will make a pretty significant difference in grip when pushing off on artificial grass. So overall, definitely a cool little feature right there in my opinion. And you can see the studs at the heel are not perfectly round. They still have that hollowed out look about them, but they're more of an oval shape. So again, kind of more along the lines of what you're going to find from a firm ground stud pattern, but of course it is an AG layout. In comparison to the length of the studs, when you're looking at the other AG stud patterns from Nike, this one does appear to be a little bit more aggressive just from right out of the box. So overall, very curious to see how this is going to feel and perform on an artificial grass playing surface. I know the first question a lot of people are going to ask is, can you use the AG stud pattern on natural grass? The answer to that question is you can, but I personally would not recommend it. I tried it before, and in all honesty, it just doesn't work all that well. Plus, the soft rubber tips on the studs themselves will wear out pretty easily on really hard natural grass playing surfaces and hard dirt and stuff like that. So overall, stick to artificial grass with this particular stud pattern, just like you should stick to natural grass with the firm ground and soft ground stud patterns. Now, as far as the HyperVenom Phantom upper goes, the highlight here is definitely going to be the Nike Skin upper. It's what gives it its very unique texturing, and basically there's two parts to the Nike Skin synthetic material. You have your mesh webbing, which is the underlay material, and then you have your PU or polyurethane membrane that basically is fused together over top of this webbing material, and you get what is the final product, that is Nike Skin. So there are different kind of layers depending on the section of the boot. All of the black areas that outline the outside of the shoe does feature, an extra layer of polyurethane, so it's kind of reinforced, if you will, in the areas where the boot does need that extra bit of reinforcement, whereas the orange area is a little bit thinner than the rest of the boot, allowing for that closer touch, and of course plenty of flexibility and softness from the upper, which is really the main highlight of the Nike Skin Synthetic. It really does feel like a sock on your foot, providing that nice second skin feel, especially after some break-in time. You do have that off-centered lacing system, as you can see, leaving you with a very clean striking zone right there. The shoe itself does feature ACC all conditions control, and as far as the texturing on the upper goes, I've mentioned that it does feel kind of like a wax finish. It's called X-ray texturing, and it provides a little bit of extra grip on the ball, more of like a soft grip feel, and overall is just very, very unique. You do have a low cut here in the heel, similar to the Nike Mercurial, with a synthetic leather liner, a nice amount of padding there as well. I'll remove the insole very, very quickly just to give you guys a look at that. You can see it's a black insole with your orange HyperVenom logo. Keep in mind that this HyperVenom logo tends to wear away very, very quickly. It's just kind of screen printed on there, and for whatever reason, it just kind of peels right off once you start to wear it. Not really a big deal, but something to take note of. Don't be alarmed if it does happen to you. It's a mesh liner on top, as you can see, perforated all throughout, and it's pretty much just one single layer of foam. Nothing too fancy there, but definitely gets the job done. So that's pretty much it as far as the unboxing portion of this video goes. We'll move on to a quick weigh-in so you guys can get an idea of how lightweight these guys are. The HyperVenom Phantom is a very lightweight soccer shoe. But what you have to keep in mind is that the AG version will weigh a little bit more than the firm ground version of the shoe. And the reason for that is, one, the extra material used on the AG sole plate and stud pattern. And the reasons for that is, one, it's a little bit tougher, it's more reinforced. And two, the more rubberized-like material is more well suited to deal with the hot playing surface that is artificial grass. AG fields can get really, really hot in a hot summer's day. And if anybody's ever played on an AG field in the summer, they definitely know what I'm talking about. So this is really going to play into not only the comfortability when using this particular shoe on artificial grass, but also into the durability and longevity that you'll get from the AG model versus the FG model on an AG playing surface. So I'm going to weigh in both of these shoes for you today in real time. Keep in mind that they're both in brand new condition in a size 9 US. This is the AG version, and this is, as you can see, the FG version. So we'll throw the FG version on the scale first, and you can see that they weigh in at 7 ounces exactly. Very, very lightweight. We'll take that off the scale. We'll throw on the AG version, and you can see that these guys weigh in at 7.55 ounces. So there's a 5.5 ounce difference between the AG and FG versions of the HyperVenom Phantom. Is this a noticeable amount of weight? In hand, maybe a little bit, but on feet, it's very, very difficult to differentiate a difference in weight between the two. So just keep that in mind. There is a little bit of a difference in weight, but in all honesty, it's not something that you're going to notice, and not something that should really influence your decision. So that's pretty much it as far as the weigh-in portion of this video goes. I'm going to move on to a quick on feet so you can get a better idea as to how these shoes fit and what the sizing is like. Alright, here's a look at the HyperVenom Phantoms on feet, and overall this is a very comfortable and unique fitting pair of shoes. And the reason why I say it's so unique is that it does have a thin synthetic feel about it, but at the same time it's extremely soft and has the ability to stretch almost like a leather soccer shoe would, giving it a true second skin feel, if you guys know what I'm talking about. It compares to the Nike Mercurial Vapor series in terms of its silhouette. It has a streamlined, tighter fit about it, but because of the ability to stretch of the Nike Skin Synthetic, it really forms to your foot and gives you that nice second skin feel, but without restricting and squeezing your foot on the inside of the shoe, making for an overall very, very comfortable fit. Now, the HyperVenom Phantom features the new X1.1 last, and like I said, it is similar to the Mercurial Vapor series in that it does have a more narrow cut about it, especially from right out of the box. But in terms of width that you have through the midfoot once the shoe is broken in, you got some pretty good width through the midfoot, although it will hug the inside of your foot. Plenty of width in the forefoot area, whereas the toe box area does have a tighter profile about it. But like I said, once the shoe is broken in, it really doesn't mold to your foot, and it's pretty much going to be suitable for most foot types, just as long as you don't have excessively wide feet. As far as sizing goes, I'm wearing my usual size 9 US here, and the fit and the length is absolutely perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair of these for yourself, I would strongly recommend going true to size. So that's pretty much it as far as the on-feet portion of this video goes, and I'll leave you to my final thoughts. Alright guys, that's it for my unboxing of the AG Nike HyperVenom Phantom. Can't wait to give these guys a try on an artificial grass playing surface. Definitely looks the part, and I'm sure will perform the part as well. If you guys are looking for the full review for this guy, it should be posted in the next week and a half, once I have gotten a chance to try these out. But in the meantime, if you guys want to check out the full review of the firm ground version of the HyperVenom, that review has already been posted. I'll leave a link down below in the description, as well as an annotation on screen to my playtest review video. So go ahead and check either of those out if you are looking for more information on the HyperVenom Phantom. If you want to go to the review page right now for this guy, you will find the high quality images, as well as buy it now links with the best prices online, including exclusive SR4U coupon codes to get yourself some additional discounts if you are interested in ordering a pair for yourself. Any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest soccer gear. You can find all of my social media links down below in the description. And other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.